Hello, in this video, we're going to give you some exciting new updates on Google Meet with our new Google Enterprise. So you have some additional features, and I'm going to have a couple of student accounts join so I can show you what those look like. So Nick, you can go ahead and join in. If you're just looking here at your normal Google Meet, again, you'll want to make sure that you either create your Google Meet with a nickname, or if you create your Google Meet through It's Learning, immediately making sure that you turn off quick access, so then you admit each person into the room. And they're in. All right. I'm going to turn my sound off so you don't hear me twice. And the thing to know here is that all of your other features that were added to Google Meet in about October are still there. So your closed captions, your Jamboard, raising your hand. The new features that are available are up here at the top. It's this little puzzle piece looking buttons here, and it's called Activities. So if I click that, here's where I have some exciting new options. And you can also get to those options if you open up just the participants list. It shows up here on the side and also with the chat. So if I click my activities button, I have breakout rooms, polls, and Q&A. So the first thing I'm going to go over here is polls. So what this allows you to do is to build in some in-the-moment questions and surveying tools for your students. You don't have to have these prepared ahead of time. You can make these on the fly while you're in a Google Meet. So I set up my question here. You can add up to 10 answer options. And whenever I'm finished editing that, I can click save. So if I wanted to go through and type up a bunch of these, I could. You can add more than one question. Whenever I'm ready to go, I'll click launch. And that makes this active for my students to answer the question. You have the ability to show the results. You can toggle that on and off as they're answering. So I'm going to launch this. And it shows a little live icon here. And then what we're seeing on the student accounts is they will see a little green button up here that will also show that the poll is live. All right, so as we're seeing, we have a split vote here that it's going to snow. It will tell you the number that each vote got, and then you can click this over to show everyone else the results so the students can see the results as well. This will stay active until you end it. So you'll want to give your students some time to go through and answer that. Whenever I'm finished with this poll, I can end it, I can delete this question, and repeat that whole process if I want to add more along the way. So that would be a really helpful feature if you're wanting to build in some formative assessment questions and check students' understanding as you go through a Google Meet. So that is polls. The next thing I'm going to show you is another questioning option, and this is a little bit more free response, and your students have a little bit more freedom to participate and ask their own questions here rather than teacher directed. And this is the Q&A button. So if I click Q&A, I have some options here, and this is going to turn on the ability for my students to ask questions. And these questions, they can upvote. So if it's a question that maybe a couple of students have and they want the teacher to address that question, they can vote for it and the teacher can present it on their screen. So I clicked turn on. There's a notification that shows up for the students on their screen, and it's me, the teacher. And right now I'm allowing questions. If I wanted to stop this, again, I can turn off this Q&A feature, toggle it on and off as I need to. You have some options here in how you can display the questions. And now that we have a question, I can show that a little bit better. So I can mark this as answered. So you don't actually have a text box here where you can write out the answer. The idea is that you verbally answer the question on the call for your students. So I can mark this as answered, which I'm going to do. I can delete that question. And I can also hide questions if I want to. So if you don't want this question about, can I have a snack now, displayed for all the students in the class, I can hide it. And then I, as the teacher, can see it, but the students can't see it anymore. So if you do have someone who's asking something off task or asking something silly, then you can hide that. Teacher can still see it, but other students can't. And it looked like Nick upvoted his own question there about a snack. So that's what this feature does here. It just shows the teacher that maybe other students have the same question. You can display the questions here differently, answered, unanswered. So if you have a bunch of questions coming in at once and you're going through and you're being pretty diligent about marking them as answered, then you can toggle it to where it's only unanswered questions. And you can change it to newest, popular, or oldest questions first. So the popular one could be really great if you're asking students to vote on a question if they have a similar one. So whenever you are finished with asking questions, you can toggle it off, and it keeps the other questions that students asked right here. So if you don't answer the questions right away, or you want to come back to that and build that into your Google Meet, you can always go back. All right. And before I move on to the breakout rooms feature, something really awesome that is a part of this polls and Q&A is that whenever I end the call, I get an email sent to me and I get a spreadsheet shared with me. So there's a folder that's created in my Google Drive. It's called Meeting Reports. And then there's a subfolder there that timestamps it with whatever that Google Meet was, the name of the Google Meet if I gave it a nickname. And then because we did polling and surveying, it gives me a spreadsheet here that has all of my poll results. It has the students' names. It always tracks their names because they have to sign in with their Google account to even join the Meet in the first place. Shows me their answers. And then I also get a spreadsheet if I use the Q&A function. And it shows me who asked what questions, when they asked it, the number of votes it got, and then if I answered it, cleared it, submitted, deleted it. Basically shows me anything that I did with that question in the call. So it always shares that with you immediately after you end the Google Meet, and you have a folder here for reference if you need to. So that could be really helpful for reference if you need to go back and check it out after a meet. So now on to another exciting piece with breakout rooms. So this has been a pretty requested feature in Google Meet, and now it is here. So if I click breakout rooms, this is where I have some options. And this is going to look a little bit different because we don't have a whole class of students here, but functions are still the same, even if you have 20 people or 2 people in your breakout room in your Meet. So I click the little pencil button here, and it shows me all my participants. All right. And you can determine the number of rooms up here that you would like to have in your Meet. And it goes up quite a bit. You're not limited to just a couple of rooms. By default, it will give you a couple here just to split some people up. Looks like someone is going to have their snack even though it's not snack time. All right. And you have some options here. So I can drag and drop people into rooms. You can type their name. It will automatically put people in a room, but I can also drag and drop and move them around. You can rename the breakout rooms as well. So if you were giving students a specific topic that they're going to be answering or talking about in that breakout room, you can name the breakout room after that. Other features to know, you can shuffle the rooms if you need to. It will remember whatever breakout room you put students in to start with. So if you want to keep those breakout rooms consistent for a period of time, it will remember that. And I can also set a timer. So the nice thing with this timer is I click the button and I get to determine when the breakout rooms will automatically close. So just to know with this breakout room timer, I have to click OK. It turns the timer blue, and it does not actually put that timer into place until I click open rooms. If I wanted to go back and add a timer after I've already started the breakout rooms, then I would have to save my changes. All right, so I'm just going to send these guys off into their breakout rooms and click open rooms, and I'll show you some additional functions here. We're going to actually do this for 2 minutes instead of 1, and I'll end it sooner. So open rooms. All right, I set a timer there so it puts it across the top of my screen. And on the student side, they're seeing a notification to join their breakout rooms. And I'm here in this main room because I'm the host. All right, I can go and join breakout rooms. So I'm going to hop in here to breakout room 1. And it takes me there so I can talk with the students in here. I can say hello to them. I still see my other breakout rooms here as well on the side. I can chat with the students in here if I need to. Still have my timer there at the top. So I'm going to leave this breakout room and go back to the main room. And the thing to know here is, although we're all still in this same Google Meet, if I send a message in the chat right now in this main room, it only goes to people who are in this main room. It will not go to these breakout rooms. So I cannot send an announcement from this room. I would have to go into the breakout room to be able to do that. All right, and here we go. Here's the ask for help feature. So tells me what room is asking for help. It tells me what student asked for help, and it keeps that notification here so I know to go back to that room so I can join and help that student out. Right? Let's imagine that I answered their question. So I'm going to leave and go back to my main room. And we're probably getting close to the breakout room ending. And it gives a countdown here for the last 30 seconds. So in 30 seconds, the students will see a notification on their screen that the breakout room has ended. On my side of things, I could close the rooms at any point in time if I wanted to by just clicking this close rooms button. I can't remove students from the breakout room before then, just as a heads up. So it just ended the breakout rooms, and it changes the color here to let you know that the breakout room has ended. And I had to admit them back because I turned off my host controls. All right. And there we go. So I am back in this main room. I can set up my breakout rooms again. It puts the students back in the same rooms they were before, or I could shuffle it and change it if I need to. So those are the awesome features with breakout rooms and how you can leverage those. Again, the timer feature is pretty cool because it closes it down for you. If you're wanting to have students in there for a set amount of time, it's pretty helpful for them because they see the reminder across the top of their screen the whole time on how much time they have left. So those are the new features in Google Meet. If you have any questions, please let us know, and we hope that you're excited about these changes.